Welcome to the Silverwood Show, where every episode is a roller coaster ride of fun and excitement. I'm your host, Sara Jean, and I'm ready to take you on a loop-de-loop journey through the world of theme parks. Hold on tight as we dive into the twists and turns of your favorite attractions. Whether you're a thrill seeker or more of a lazy river fan, we've got something to keep your adrenaline pumping and spirits soaring. So buckle up, because this podcast is one wild ride you won't want to miss. Well, hey there. Welcome to this episode of the Silverwood Show podcast. This is Sara Jean, your host, and I'm here with the lovely Jordan Carter.
Lovely. Thank you for that.
You're so welcome. The director of Scarywood. And we've got another fun episode for you guys today. We're going to talk about makeup fit for a monster, but we'll get into that just a little bit later. Let's start with a few intro questions, just in case we have some new listeners.
Which hopefully we do.
I'm not giving you the power this week. I get to go first because I really want to know if you'd rather face Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger.
Probably Michael Myers.
Why?
He seems slow.
Okay. And you're fast, which we've learned.
We've learned that a couple times.
Yeah.
And so I think I could outrun him.
I think you could too.
He's not very deceptive.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to. Freddy Krueger, I would not want to face that.
I think I agree with you on that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good answer.
Okay.
Jordan,
I thought we can't agree on
speed.
things. If I say one thing, you have to fight for the other side. You get Freddy Krueger.
I don't
there you go.
want to face either of them because I would curl up in a ball and go hide under a bush somewhere. Unless it was you in a ghillie suit, because then you'd scare me too, and then I'd be out of luck. So
Great. Here we go. Next question comes to, would you rather amputate your own arm to escape a trap or become a zombie because you couldn't escape?
I want to be a zombie.
You wouldn't want to do Saw?
No. Or what's
You wanna
that
play a
thing where
game?
he has to saw off his arm because he's stuck in the rocks?
Oh,
like
that's
23 hours or something like
it's
that.
like
or
123
hours.
I don't know.
A lot of hours.
A lot
And
of
then
hours that you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Literally. Yeah, I like to keep my arms. I've already lost a finger.
Oh.
So we're not going to do that again.
Okay,
I
how'd
have
that
trauma.
happen?
Oh, when I was 2 years old, a cinder block, the cinder blocks,
Yeah.
fell on it and smashed it.
And so you had to go to the hospital.
And the closest hospital to where I lived was 2 hours away. My poor parents, they're like in their early 20s, first child and, only child. Maybe that's why. But had to drive with a screaming child in the back seat, 2 hours to the closest hospital.
Do you remember it?
I do. It's my first memory. It was like dangling by
Oh,
a
my
thread
gosh.
of skin, and it looked like mangled hamburger meat.
See, I look at scary monsters all night long, and they have, like tonight I was looking at someone and there was a quarter stuck in his head.
Oh,
And it's like makeup.
Yeah,
That doesn't bother
yeah.
me at all. But when I think about real things like that gives me the EBGBs right away.
Mortifying. I remember, too, they put the stitches in when they were pulling the stitches out. I mean, I'm just 2. So I thought they were my hair, like growing out of my finger. And I just remember screaming at the top of my lungs, like, stop pulling my hairs out. Stop pulling my hairs out. So, yeah, I have some trauma. So I don't
Great
want to
memory.
amputate. I would rather be a zombie and eat people
Fair.
and be really scary. Okay, I'm going to give one more for you.
Okay.
Let's see. What's the first horror movie that gave you nightmares?
Oh, man. So growing up, we didn't watch a lot of horror movies, if any. So I did go to a birthday party. And I remember watching a movie. Oh, my gosh. What was it? It was like The Haunting something. But I knew I wasn't supposed to watch it, but I watched it. And that movie freaked me out.
Yeah.
In high school, I watched The Ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one got me pretty good too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those are probably the two that I remember. Now I watch them because they give me ideas of what to do here.
Exactly. They're
So-
inspiration.
Exactly.
I'm actually really surprised. I didn't think that you'd have anything. I
No.
felt like you were like invincible when it came to that,
Maybe
Maybe nowadays.
in my younger age.
Yeah. It just
yeah.
seasoned you for now.
I'm desensitized now. I've been doing this way too long.
Do you want to know what mine was?
Sure.
Do you remember that werewolf movie where the werewolf like jumps through the wall?
Twilight.
It was like, no, it was like in the 80s. Probably before you were born, but but early 80s or maybe even the late 70s. And so I watched it when I was a child. But this like werewolf would jump through the wall and come through the wall. And so as a little girl, I didn't sleep facing the wall because I was so terrified that werewolf was going to come and get me.
Well, yeah, I would be too if that was your only memory.
And I still don't. It's a natural thing. Isn't that funny?
I don't like to have like anything hanging off the bed because there's something down there that's going to grab it.
Gremlins are going to get you.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
So I think that's really normal.
Yeah.
So you're normal.
I'm normal. Oh, thanks, Jordan. First time I felt normal. Okay, so.
I get a question.
Okay, sure.
Yes. Do you have any paranormal stories?
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Okay, let's share.
Okay, I'll make it somewhat quick. But I grew up in a town that was actually moved 5 miles because they built a dam. And they had to move the town in order for the town to survive and not get flooded out. A lot of those houses that got moved were considered very, very haunted. And my best friend in high school, she had one of those houses. Her parents actually had to have it, what's that called when you get the priest that comes and like blesses it or whatever?
Yeah.
Had to have that happen twice. And I was one of those kids. Twice.
The first time.
The second time was our fault.
Oh.
I had this thing with graveyards. So did she. We used to love to hang out in graveyards. Like, this is the perfect job for me, really. And we may or may not have made our very own Ouija board. Not a good idea. Don't do that. And I'm pretty
this is
sure
family friendly. Don't do that,
yes,
kids.
No, don't do that. Please don't do that. I don't know if we summoned something or what, but she had one of those rooms. Her mom did that had all the porcelain dolls.
The best.
Yeah. Up in that room, we were walking. This night got super crazy. It was literally the middle of summer. It was hot. It got so cold in the house that the heat actually kicked on from the thermostat. And her cat went flying across the kitchen. I didn't see the cat get lifted up or anything, but I saw the cat literally like sliding across the kitchen floor as if it had just been thrown. And then when I was walking past the dolls, the porcelain dolls, something grabbed my ankle, like from underneath one of the couches. And I was terrified. I've never been so terrified. And my mom, for a long time, kept a tape of it was when we had answering machines with the little tape, because we called so terrified, we didn't know what to do. But after that, her house was really messed up again, and her parents had to get the priest back in there.
Someone got you good there.
Yeah, that house was very scary. But another friend of mine in high school that lived in another one of those houses, she had a ghost that hung out in the bathtub. She named him Frank. And apparently he was like super nice. Like, he was a chill ghost. But there's
ghost stories here at Silverwood. And I know we've talked about having an episode that talks about some of the experiences that have happened here. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting. I know Lindy's.
Oh, yes.
Lindy's
where
has
our offices are.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Supposedly they're very friendly, though.
Yeah, the girl I saw the other day was. We'll get into that later.
Okay. Casually, there we go.
Yep. So that's we'll just ease into that one later. So what do you say we get into a little park pulse?
Park Pulse.
Well, we've got a new date for Scarywood. We added a new date. Talk about that, Jordan. I'm excited.
So we are opening November 1st as well. We don't open for Halloween. And the reason we talked about that last episode, so if you didn't hear that, go back to last episode. I'll give you a little rundown on it. It's Halloween. Our actors want to bring their kids and then go out trick-or-treating, and people who normally would come to Scarywood want to do the same thing. So we're not open Halloween, but we are going to add back November 1st, and we're going to open November 2nd for our last weekend. And those tickets are $49.
Okay.
So come on in. Your after Halloween special. Also, for that weekend is our Heroes Weekend.
Yay.
So all police, firefighter, military, veteran, and EMS get into the park for free. And you get those tickets at the front gate. So you got to show your ID or some sort of identification to get those tickets.
So just show up, bring that ID, get in for free, and we're going to celebrate you guys that weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. So especially after Halloween, they're going to need probably a nice way to kind of decompress. Yeah. I'm sure that's a busy night for a lot of people. Yeah,
sure.
So very, very much so. And we are kind of heading into that busiest weekend. So any tips? This is the big one. This is the one where we see the most people into the park.
I think the tips that I have for busy weekends is to go to the south end of the park 1st. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Do rides right away.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is we can push people through haunts, but rides we can only go so fast.
Yeah.
And so go to the south end of the park, which would be down by Timber Tear, Tremors. And then do those haunts as well. Do the swine, since that's the new one.
That's going to get busy.
That's going to get busy fast. And that one's very popular.
Yes.
So
Pig Mama's waiting for you.
Pig Mama is waiting for you always. And we have more chainsaws in there now, so that's going to be fun. And then work your way back.
Yeah.
And so end at Blood Bayou.
And then you're close to your car. You're close to the exit.
Also, grab if you want a blood bag, grab a blood bag first.
Yes.
Because those are gonna go fast.
I can't believe the
line is
popularity
crazy.
of these things. Oh my gosh, and still 3 locations, right? That
3
we can get
locations.
those. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So Lindy's,
Boot Hill Bar,
and then you go down to Caselli's, which is over by Corkscrew, and then Coast Rally Refreshments, which is down by Panic Plunge.
Yes.
So those where you can get your blood bags, and we have 2 flavors.
Oh yeah.
Right, so we have the fruit punch one, which is our normal blood bag, and then we have huckleberry one, which is we're calling it Monster Blood.
Monster Blood.
And then rumor has it that there might be a zombie blood coming through, which would be like a green apple. So
very, very perfect for that fall vibe. I like that.
Yeah, we'll see if those are out, but those other 2 are going to be there.
And they're delicious. I just watching people's reactions. Walking through
carrying
the park.
them around. It's so
just
awesome.
the greatest thing watching everybody with their blood bags, So that was a fantastic idea. So that's a great tip. Because
what are your tips? Do you have any tips?
My biggest tip is probably to go to Clowntown because they might see Fruity Pebbles.
Who is Fruity Pebbles?
Fruity Pebbles is my alter ego. I was lucky enough to get my makeup done and try my luck at being a clown for a night at Scarywood. And I'm proud to report that at the end of the night, they gave me a hanger with my name on it, which means I get to do it again. And I plan on definitely stepping out there again and, letting everyone smell my flower.
So if you see a clown out there that is putting a giant flower in your face and going,
boop, boop. That's me.
That's
Fruity
Sarah.
Pebbles.
Yep.
She loves bubbles. She loves taking pictures. She loves all things Scarywood, but she also loves to scare you. So watch out for her. But definitely go to Clowntown and say hi. I'm
Great.
so excited.
I think that's a great tip right there.
I think so too. Best time ever. And we'll be talking to the makeup artist a little bit later that did my makeup, and super excited to have her on because
she's great.
Yeah, I looked
great.
amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. So good.
Yeah. We need to have a post with her makeup on there.
Mm-hmm.
We got lots of video of you doing your scares and walking around and jumping around, and so.
And skipping.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing.
If you go to our social media, you'll probably see it.
Oh, yes. And let me tell you, my respect level for everybody in the park has just, wow. I did it for 2 hours, you guys. 2 hours. And I feel today like I ran a half marathon after getting hit by a bus. I just, wow. Wow. Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Workout.
Yeah. People do not realize how active and how many muscles that you use that you don't normally use because you get into these weird positions. But I've felt the same thing the last couple weekends where I wake up I'm like, oh man,
wow, what is that?
What happened?
Oh, it's something. And let me tell you, my hair, when I took that wig off, it was soaked. I was literally drenched in sweat.
That's
it was
how you know you had a good night.
Disgusting. Yeah, I felt so bad handing my hanger over, and they're like, "Oh."
Well, they all wear gloves when they're taking the wardrobe back.
Understandable.
For that reason.
Yeah, no, yes. I get it. So many things I learned that night. So that was a lot of fun. But hey, how about we answer some mail train questions?
Mail train.
All right, we have a couple. Well, actually, we have quite a few.
A lot.
We're gonna rapid fire through all these.
Okay.
Spooky Cato. I think that's how we'll pronounce Spooky Cato.
Okay, Spooky Cato.
Or Cato, whatever. We'll do both those pronunciations so that one of them's right.
Yeah.
How many scare actors does your park have?
Okay.
So this year we hired 327. I would say on any given night we're right around that 240, 250 mark. So that's more than we've ever had before. And if you've come before and you've come now, I think you will notice that's just it's busy.
Yeah.
And it's busy with actors, which is what we want.
Yeah, we're literally lurking in every single corner now, which is so great. So thank you, Cato. Scary Cato.
Cato, yeah.
Cato, okay,
sure.
yeah.
Lily says, I remember a couple years ago you had a 3D attraction. Are you still going to have it this year?
Oh, of course. Chuckles 3D is one of my favorites. Clowns again. And you definitely got to experience it. Put those 3D glasses on, make your way through the poop chute, and everything's going to be great.
Yeah, so this is actually our third rendition of this 3D haunt.
Yeah.
So we started with 3 Dementia back in the day, and then transitioned to Dr. Delirium's 3D Rock House. And so that was just a whole party vibe in there. And then 2022 is when we added Chuckles 3D Sideshow, and it is by far people's favorite rendition of this. So if you haven't come out and gone through Chuckles 3D Sideshow, I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Next.
This is from Derringer, which he is a former haunter, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you remember the name Derringer.
Yeah, you can't forget that name.
Hey, so why don't you guys run at least one haunted house year round like lots of other theme parks? I feel like it would be a great advertising all year for people to come to Scarywood. I mean, it's not
Good
a
question.
bad idea.
No, it's not.
I think the one thing that we've talked about something like this, but we want the Scarywood season to be special, right? And so
exactly.
by having it year round, it would be good advertising, but we also want it to be kind of pushing this edge of PG-13 going, and so during the summer season,
it kind of mixes that crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't need the kids coming into Blood Bayou. And
no, I think it would be fun if we did something just like a special event where during the summer where we had like a one night only, we open Blood Bayou or
how they do like
that.
Christmas in July? We could do like Halloween in June or something.
Hallow June.
Hallow June.
I don't know. Maybe.
Halloween. I don't know.
We'll workshop that.
Hallogust. Okay, I'm done. Next.
So this is from Ella. Says, hi, I'm assume you're very familiar with the park, which we are.
I think so, yeah.
That being said, does Scarywood still terrify you even though you know all the scares?
I can answer that one.
Go ahead.
I think because I know all the scares and I know where they are, and that anticipation that it's going to happen makes it almost worse. I see them. I see them coming. And I'm just waiting for that jump scare, and it happened. It works every single time.
Anticipation.
Yes, it's that anxiety almost that builds. Yeah. We still get scared.
Yeah.
I do.
For me, I do a lot of the placing of the actors, so I know everybody is. I don't really get scared, but every once in a while, one will get me, and I know that was a good one.
Oh yeah.
If I get a jump, you get kudos for that.
Absolutely.
These are from Instagram. So Lizard King 6363.
Okay, Lizard
says,
King.
What's your favorite food from Scarywood?
Ho 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 ho.
Favorite food? I mean, you have to go treat, right?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
We'll go treat. Yeah. Food. I think I would go with the churro pie.
I mean, I have to agree with you again. I know it's crazy, but that churro pie.
I do like the macaroni and cheese though. The macaroni and cheese is really
with the
good.
hamburger in it. I keep hearing that's really, really, really good. I need to try it. I can smell it from upstairs.
That's like growing up for me. Yeah.
It's like cafeteria.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's good though. And nice and warm on a nice chilly night. So
that sounds really good right now.
It really does.
Piper says, why did you decide to add a new haunt?
Well, why was that, Jordan?
Well, because we haven't added anything like brand new in a long time as far as like new theme.
It was time.
And so we really wanted to, especially after getting rid of Total Darkness, we wanted to add something back that could hold people and would be a different experience, because we want it to be a different experience for people coming back. And I know things can get stale after seeing it for all the time. So adding a new haunt was what we really wanted to do. And the swine came about, and here we are, and it's
so great.
It's been a successful. So really excited about that.
Watching people get lost in that corn maze is the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing. I'll go back and stand and watch the video sometimes, and I'm like, oh, look at those faces. Oh, they're about to get it, and then boom. Yes,
that's always the best.
That's also where you might find Jordan hanging out. Sometimes it's his favorite.
I do enjoy being a ghillie in the swine. There are so many good shadows, so many good corners that people just can't see you. It's so fun.
All right.
Another
one.
Let's do another one. This is for my mom.
Oh, his mom.
Yeah, so at least we have one listener out there.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jordan's mom.
Yeah. What did you dress up for Halloween when you were a kid?
Oh, Jordan, what did you dress up as?
Well, so we didn't celebrate Halloween that much.
Okay.
Harvest festivals was where we went to. And so, or when we would go to like school and there was like,
the Halloween days
at school, I was always like a soccer player or basketball player.
That's
like
cute.
that's kind of where the line drew for me. So that's my experience.
Again,
I think I was a Ninja Turtle once.
Oh, okay.
Which that was stepping out there.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan is fast. So you were just going with that theme. Me? What? Oh, gosh. I mean, we've already obviously talked about the fact that I tried to be a clown. That didn't work out. I think the best costume, though, again, my mom made all my costumes. One year I was a mermaid, and it was just incredible. Like every costume mom made for me was incredible. And when I was really little and really cute, I was a pumpkin. And I was the cutest pumpkin ever. So always fun. Always fun. As an adult, I just like wearing those like onesie zip ups. Yeah, those are the best. So, you know,
it keeps you warm.
It
Dual
does.
purpose.
It does.
It's great.
It really does.
How many scares are there per haunted house? I'm assuming that they mean like actors.
Yeah.
This is from Grady. And it depends. So Blood Bayou has the most, and they average 28 to 30.
Okay.
So, and then Planet Zombie, Pharaoh's Curse, and The Swine and Chuckles all range between 18 to 25.
That's good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we want everything to be right around that 23, 24-ish. But, and then the scare zones all depend on how big the zone is.
Yeah,
And so I think right now we are averaging 230, 240 actors a night. And when we talk to Geneva, we'll talk about all of them that she has to put through makeup every single night.
Like there's preparation that goes into this, and it's incredible. So I'm excited for that. Do we have any more?
Yeah.
Should we do one more?
Let's do one more.
Okay.
Maybe two.
Two more? Okay, let's do two more.
This one is, how intense is Scarywood? Would it be a good horror attraction for first timers?
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you're over the age of 13.
Yes, over the age of 13.
Yeah,
I would say your kids if they, but I've also seen lots of kids come here and I think they're pretty much traumatized for the rest of their life because they get into Clown Town or whatever, they can't move and they have to
I'm not
exit
going to
the
lie.
park.
When I saw the kids, I
Yes.
couldn't help but like
I know you did.
go towards the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you bring your kid, be prepared.
And then I think we haven't talked a lot about rides.
Yeah.
What's the best way to enjoy rides during Scarywood?
Hit them first.
Hit them first. We talked a little bit about that, but which rides would we go to? Timber Tear backwards.
Yes, absolutely. Stunt Pilot at night.
Stunt Pilot at night is awesome.
So stinking cool. I was watching people just keep getting back on the line over and over and over again.
And that's the one thing about Stunt Pilot is we have two trains for that one.
Yeah.
So we can move people faster than maybe like Tremors. So I would say Timber Tear, Tremors are probably your best bet right off the bat. Spin Cycle's cool at night.
Yeah. Getting to see everything from up above,
Upside
all
down.
lit up with the fog down below. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
So
more questions, if you guys would like to write in and potentially be highlighted on the show, send us an email at podcast@silverwoodthemepark.com or hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. We would love to hear from you. So what do you say? We head in to the big drop.
The Big Drop.
And welcome to the show. We've got Geneva. She is our makeup manager here at Scarywood, and I had the pleasure of getting my clown makeup done by her. And oh my gosh, first of all, you did it so quickly, and it was so phenomenal. And that's the thing. I'm just absolutely amazed at how quickly you can turn someone into a monster, first of all. But let me just tell you, the makeup lasted all night, which was awesome. I still have some, I think, rotting flesh, or what was that one? Still, that I can't quite get off my forehead. But wow, I just absolutely amazed, and the amount of people that complimented the makeup and everything. She is a magician. Really. Yeah. You are definitely an artist. And so first off, let's kind of introduce yourself. Let us know how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff.
I'm Geneva. I've been doing it for 4 years here
Okay.
now, and then it was just something I played with since I was a teenager.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always loved Halloween, so it just ended up here. Honestly, the picture I submitted with my application, I was like, there's no way they'll ever hire me. I didn't even think I'd get a call. I'm not kidding.
Really?
Yeah.
And she's amazing.
Jeez.
She's humble. Let's say that. She's humble.
No kidding. How did you get started into like special effects makeup?
I grew up on old Jim Henson movies like The Labyrinth and Dark Crystal and then Legend with Tim Curry and Tom Cruise. My mom was really into those, so I thought those were the cool movie monsters. That swamp lady still haunts me. Yes. For real.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah. So I always
Labyrinth
wanted
is one
to
of my
make,
favorites.
yeah, I always wanted to make faces like that, and then this just kind of came along.
And here you are. What do you do in the off season? Are you still doing makeup when you're not at Scarywood?
No, I'm not actually. I'll mess around with stuff like for here.
Yeah.
Like I was figuring out like the airbrush this last time and how we're using the latex and molds. And for the most part, I just like do hair and hang out with like my
Okay.
kid and our dogs.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So you do hair as well. Okay, well, I know who to go to. I need my next. Okay, so I'm really curious. What's the scariest makeup look that you've ever created? Do you have one that you think is just
Anything that haunts you?
the most gruesome?
I honestly did a zombie at the beginning of the season on Ace that made me feel like my passion in zombies was renewed because I felt like I was zombie blind, and I stared at that picture of her like it would be uncomfortable if she was there watching me stare at her. So I was like, look at this zombie. I showed anyone that would look. I was like, I love this zombie.
Now I'm gonna have to see this zombie. I've got to see this zombie.
Zombie blind. That's a good. That's a good one. We have a lot of zombies, and so
Yeah.
I mean, how does one get zombie blind, and how does one get out of being zombie blind?
It's hard. It is. We were actually just talking about zombie blindness, and they're like, Gina brings it up, or Rebecca and Tabitha, they all bring up, like, I feel like I'm doing the same zombie over and over and over. And so I was like, work the face in fourths. Work 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just pick something different there to put on there, either blood, make their eye socket come out, or anything you can do.
The normal stuff.
Yeah, just
typical,
normal
yeah.
things. Just girly things. Making them look as scary as they can and focusing only on a quarter. And then the rest of the game you don't have to worry about because 3/4 of the face, you already know what you're doing. That way they don't get overwhelmed in the moment either because that can take longer.
Can I ask what zombie blind is?
Every zombie looks the same. We have like colors that you can and can't use for the zombies. So like
Okay.
their base colors are warm flesh, rotted flesh, swamp moss, and headstone. I have them memorized.
The best colors.
I know.
are-
The first time I went in there and I'm looking at all the paint and I'm like, these are the coolest names.
You don't find that in Crayola.
No, you definitely don't. And what was this one that's still the flesh one that's on me?
The flesh one, I think I just used white on you and orange. It might be orange mixed with it.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Because it feels like flesh because it's still peeling like a sunburn.
That's
but-
your real skin.
Oh, okay.
That comes off too later.
Yeah. Oh, I did look very exfoliated this morning. You know. Oh my gosh.
What's your favorite look that you do?
Yeah.
I feel like that's hard this year because we're getting into the airbrush so much more. And I feel like the more that I'm like on actual faces, because I was practicing on like cardboard and a mannequin head, you don't get a lot of feedback. So it's fun putting it on the faces and learning the curves of the face and where it can go. I'm enjoying learning how to like make the zombies look a lot more gaunt now, or I can pre-paint prosthetics a lot quicker and they have a lot more depth to them quicker than it is if I'm like painting it on and like taking a Q-tip to dab on the tainted flesh color to make it look more meaty.
So we should mention that too. She's also painting prosthetics. So, I mean, everything.
There's a lot that goes into just Scarywood every night. So you want to talk about like from beginning to end, what does the night look like?
From beginning to end, we get there, and lately I've been trying to get everyone into the 3D box to do like a little meet and greet, like, hello, this is what we're doing tonight. This is what we're focusing on. These are haunters that we need to be aware of. Like if we have anyone that's like had a reaction to makeup, I try to make sure everyone knows so that way there's no problems throughout the night because I can't be there all the time. For the most part this year, I've been trying to like stack haunters behind artists because sometimes when we go out and we call the line, they just like look around like, oh, who wants to go? It's like, no, anyone go. So they have X's they go to this year, and now we're able to just turn around, get someone in, and start hustling. I have all the artists on like a 3 haunter rotation in the 3D box. So it's do 3 3D clowns and then come out of the box because the last few years people got stuck in the box.
What is the 3D box
Yeah,
for people who don't know what that is?
The 3D box is the black light room. So it's completely dark in there. You cannot see. And it just has the black lights and the black light paint for the Chuckles 3D show for all of those ones.
It was so cool. I know when
cool
I had
there.
the media in, every single media person was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so great! This is so great! You actually do makeup in here."
It's cool. It's super
Yeah.
visual too.
Yeah.
It's
It is.
really cool.
They
Really
look
is.
really different when they walk out too. The colors aren't even the same. Like you can't tell they're the same clowns. I see them out there. I'm like, when did you even come in?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You don't even know who you're painting. So yeah. And okay, continue. So after the 3D box.
So we do our 3D rotations. I've been taking blood by you in groups. So I'll call 5 to 7 of them in at a time. And we have our little walk and talk, which is everyone put your hands out. I'm going to spray brown into your hands. We're going to rub it onto our arms and our face like we're dirty swamp people. And then I let them know that I'm going to be spraying above their face so that they have some like older looking blood spatter. And then we go in with the fresh blood. And that's where they hear me ask them a lot, are you okay if I touch you? Because I'll spray it on my hand and I'll touch their face and make it look like they've been eating, they've been grabbed, anything that can make it look more cannibal-y.
I love it. And I should mention too, there's like 3 different colors of blood. I noticed there was fresh blood, dried blood,
Old blood.
old blood.
There's more now.
Oh,
there's
wow.
more
I think we
now.
have 5 tones of blood right now in
Layers.
makeup. Layers of blood.
Who knew there were
seriously.
that many colors of blood on the rainbow spectrum?
The
Yeah.
blood spectrum. Yes.
The blood spectrum. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we have liver and vein tone are the newer reds
Ooh.
that don't have like friends, I think.
Oh my gosh. And then don't you also have like plasma or like
We have fetid flesh.
fetid
which
flesh?
everyone keeps looking at the name of awkwardly. And then we have tainted tissue, which looks like ground meat in a bottle, which is nice. I love that color personally. That's my favorite new color. It makes, that's a color we always spend a lot of time making for prosthetics to look like the icky torn up
Yeah.
flesh. So it just gets us there quicker. I really like that color.
How do you get to a point where you like know the right color for ground up flesh?
Yeah.
Like, are you looking at pictures and that's kind of
I look up special effects ones, and
Okay.
like ironically, I don't like gore, like not even animated. Like I cover my eyes, and my boyfriend will tell me when to watch.
that's
for
funny.
real. And so I'm like looking at special stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's good. I'll try that. And it's just kind of gross.
That is actually hilarious. How many people are you getting through that line every single night?
I think the one night I pulled the iPad, if I'm going to take away the silly selfies and the extras, I think we had around 160 Haunter pictures from one night.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy. So she's literally doing
majority of our people.
that much makeup before we even open those,
And,
gates.
and on average, how much time is spent on each person?
Yeah.
around 10 minutes. Ideally, less than 10 minutes. There's some with prosthetics that hopefully take 15 or less. But that's why I've tried to like up the prosthetic game so we're not spending a lot of time on them. It's kind of like stick it on there like a little happy scrapbook and paint it up pretty.
And let me tell you, as you're walking around the park here at Scarywood and you're looking at those monsters, that was done in 10 minutes. It's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, incredible.
You literally are an artist. It's just, wow. I'm mind blown.
How about, can you talk a little bit about your team? Like, how many makeup artists do you
Yeah.
have that put out all these makeups?
We started the season with 5 other than me, and now we have 7 other than me. And that's working out really well.
I bet.
But they work hard, and it's nice to be able to stack the haunters behind them too, because there are some people that like, I know even when you guys first promoted me, I was like, oh, we have Venetians. I don't even know how to do those yet. So we had to figure that out. But now I can like place haunters behind makeup artists, knowing what they can do and knowing what they're strong in. So
Yeah.
if I'm like, okay, I need this person to like have more of this, I stick that haunter there. And it makes it easier for them, makes it easier for me. And then they don't have to wonder like, what do we need to focus on now? Because that focus is already right there. And they work super hard. They still check in, which is nice.
I mean, and I noticed even when you were doing my makeup that they're checking in for everything. I mean, where do I go in the park? Where do I, And
Yeah.
she literally is helping everybody. Okay, just give me a few minutes. I can go show you. Just, I mean, hands on deck, which is amazing. So,
Well, and there's also touch-ups that you have to go do.
Yes.
So you are walking the park and doing touch-ups. What does that entail?
I have a little go bag. We have little spray bottles, and I have them all labeled of each color. I'll try and make sure that I have my liquid latex like double sealed just in case, because I have to check for allergens when I'm out there too. But I'll just go over and we got to match the color the best we can. Most of the time, the answer is always blood. Like if it's just really messed up, blood is always the answer.
Can never have enough
Blood fixes everything.
Yeah, but which color blood do we need?
Yeah.
Fresh blood always.
Always fresh.
Fresh blood.
I love it so much. Okay, so let's see here. Have you gotten any unusual requests from any of our Scarywood haunters?
I don't know about unusual requests. I've gotten weird comments, but not
Yeah.
unusual requests. Yeah.
They usually stick to by the book and kind of
they're
let
just
you do your
"Can you
magic.
do this for me?" And I either have to explain like, well, I can't do that because these are kind of your haunt guidelines, but I'll do my best to like make that work for your haunt guidelines, because people get really upset when they're like, oh, I can't do that. So I've learned how to like turn what they want into what we need.
Right.
Ooh. I mean, that's magical in itself, honestly. Absolutely. Keep them happy so that they're out
It
there.
makes it go quicker too, because if they're happy, they're not grumpy.
He'll come be grumpy with you. She is by far the sweetest thing, honestly. I just do you have any fun stories or favorite moments or memories since you started here at Scarywood that you wanted to share?
Honestly, probably when Rayanne took me out into the park the first time, she was like kind of teasing me. She's like, "Why are you scared? Like you made all of this."
Right.
And it was that moment where I was like, I made all of this.
Oh,
I was just
love
like
that.
blown away looking around it. And it was so that I think about that a lot.
That's that's huge.
Yeah.
That actually kind of gave me
And I
goosebumps.
like the artist, like the puppet master behind
I know.
Scarywood.
I like can't believe it sometimes. I'm like, this is such a wild turn of events. I never could have guessed. I had to like pull over when she called me and asked because I was in such shock. And she was like, "Are you still there?" I'm here.
I do. I have goosebumps. Like, that's such a great story. Honestly,
No,
that's
I love
that's
this
huge.
job. It's like my favorite time of year. I block out my books at the beginning of every January at the salons because I don't even want to deal with it.
I love it. A nice probably change of pace for you. For a
Yeah,
month out of
it's
the
a
year.
super different pace than like just talking with one person at a
Right.
time and doing their hair.
Right?
You're gonna meet a whole bunch of people. Yeah.
Very quickly.
Yes. Yes.
It's like speed dating
I mean,
of.
really?
without the dating.
That's the nice part about it.
I'm sure your boyfriend's happy about that too.
that's-
So yeah.
So we actually brought Geneva to a Halloween show that we go every year in St. Louis called Transworld every year. So I think that would be really interesting to talk about. Like, how did that inspire you? Because one of the questions is like, what inspires you to do makeup? But I think there was a lot of things there that wasn't necessarily like maybe like monster inspiration, but like ways to do things and how we can improve our system.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch people up on stage do the airbrushing by the Pro Air thing. The guy that he said he spearheaded like chroma something, a type of painting, but he really talked about how you build depth by not doing the darker colors first and like building up from lightest to darkest, and then the times where it totally flips where you have to go darkest to lightest, and then you have to think about undertones of colors, what's canceling everything out. The color wheel is like my best friend.
That's so crazy.
It's taught me how to neutralize colors now instead of just have to wipe makeup off. So if I mess up, I'm like, this is the opposite and it'll go away now.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's like high school art.
Yeah. I mean,
the
it's,
color wheel is
color
so
wheel.
much handier like here and like when I do hair too than it is anywhere else.
See, I would have never. I
Nope.
just to know everything that's going into it is, and getting to experience it firsthand yesterday was, what a cool thing. I mean, that's just I'm just in awe by you. Let's say that much. I'm just in awe by you. And she does. She just keeps it just focused, and you're such a professional. And yeah,
Thank you.
you're
She
doing
runs
an
a tight
amazing
ship.
job. She really
I
does.
try
the tight
to,
ship.
honestly.
I wanted you to mention too this makeup, getting it off.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's a process all
It
in
is a
itself
process.
too.
I mean,
It
it's
is.
meant to
yeah.
stay on.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. When I was testing it, I tested it through like riding my bike in 90-degree heat, and I like go on 10-mile rides just like casually, and I have like old
Casually
I
10 miles.
have-
Oh my God.
I used to do like 20 to 30 miles a day,
Wow.
at least 5 times a week, because I have a bunch of vintage Schwinn's, like originals that I collected, and so
God.
they're heavy. But I painted it like on my chest anywhere I would get sweaty, and it didn't come off. And then I like scrubbed it in the shower, and it didn't come off. I was like, well, that's good.
And there we go.
Yeah. And
You
then-
literally have to,
Yeah.
explain to them, because I had to have her explain to me, obviously, how to do it last night. But
Yeah,
first
it's
you
an-
spray it.
Yeah, we spray it with an oil because it's the opposite, because it's an alcohol-based makeup. So then you put the disruptor, the oil in there.
Okay.
And so then that oil starts moving things around in your moisture barrier, providing like the moisture that couldn't get there because the alcohol was drying it out.
Yeah.
So it starts shifting all those pigments off of your face. But you have to work in sections, we're learning, is better because if you let it dry down, it dries down, it resets. It's a little harder to get off as it goes.
Yeah.
So that's been a frustration we've all worked through. I've gone out and shown the haunters that we spray it on our face, we rub it, and then we don't wipe it off. We keep spraying more, and then we rub it in, and then it all comes off, and we wipe when we can see our skin in our fingers, not when we see more paint under our fingers.
When it's
That's
a
helped a
sludge.
lot.
A
I
sludge.
say make your own pretty sludge color on your face.
It is really pretty. It's like when you would like dip the Easter egg dye in the toilet or whatever when you were done with all the colors.
toilet?
Like, that's what my mom always had me do. She's like, get rid of all the colors after you were done doing the eggs, and one by one you'd put them in the toilet and then you'd flush them. Okay, I'm off subject. Okay,
I think you might be the only one that did that.
Mom, we're weird apparently. Okay, but I love to watch all the colors go together and turn into a sludge. I'm not weird.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
You said
thank
it.
you. I know. Okay, I'm kind of weird. and we should mention too, like the haunters are not allowed to leave the park in their makeup, so they have to remove it all while they're here. And so once again, they come, they kind of get in line, they get their spray bottle, they get their wet wipes, and
Yeah, well, it's 150 plus people that are going through it and now have to remove it. I mean, we start at 3 o'clock putting people into makeup, and it goes until 7 after 7 o'clock. But we're trying to remove it as fast as we can, right? So so they can get out of here at a decent time.
which was so funny because because I kind of left a little bit early, and I got there probably 5 minutes before the park closed, and they all came up to me. They're like, "You might want to do that a little bit faster." And I was like, "Uh-oh.
They're coming.
Pressure's on. They're coming. I can hear them coming. The monsters are gonna." Yeah, but it was amazing.
What's your favorite part of this job?
My favorite part, being able to reach out to people this year was really fun, actually, and be like, hey, do you want to do special effects? Because I was like, I definitely got in a position where you guys made me feel like I had little kid dreams come true. Because when I was younger in Spokane, like my friends and even like my old stepmom at the time were like, you're never going to make this big. You have to go to the big city. And I don't like the big city. And I was like, well, that dream's dead. And so it was fun to like reach out even to like Karina. She wants to like get into the movies and stuff one day. And this is a fun stepping stone for her. She's eager to learn. She's passionate about it. And so it's fun being able to like give people that little my dream came true for a bit and help them feel like they're learning more. I like taking the time to like show everyone as much as I can. That's probably my big frustration is I don't have as much time as I want to like pause during making me like, let me show you to do this right now. Yeah. It's more just like, we're going to troubleshoot together for the best.
Yeah. Well, I promise you they're watching what you're doing and learning from.
I hope so.
Yeah,
All the time.
100%. Yeah, definitely. So you're
It's
doing
cool.
an amazing job.
It's an awesome gig. I mean,
Seriously.
people get to come and make monsters. That's every little
That's everybody's
kid's dream.
Exactly. It's the cool, and and Scarywood's a big deal. That's huge.
I didn't
You're
realize.
seeing your monsters on billboards and on our hot cocoa cups. You know what I mean? Like you did that. That's
Yeah, that was wild. I didn't even know. One of the makeups I did on Rob my first season ended up there, and I was like, I'm blown away. I found out like a year later. I was like, whoa.
it's so cool. Do we have any other questions for her?
I think, that last question was perfect.
Yeah, it really was because you left me with goosebumps, and I got that whole little girl, dreams come true.
I guess we could leave it off with, if someone's listening to this and they are like, I want to try that, how can they get involved? How could they for next year's season?
Absolutely fill out an application. Send in what you have, even if you think you won't get the job, because you might. You really might.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think I would with what I had sent in, and I did.
And look at you now.
Realistically, any job I've ever hired for is, I don't care if they have the experience or even if they know how to do any of it. If you have the passion, you're always going to figure it out, and you'll typically figure it out quicker than anyone that just got the job because they needed a job.
Exactly. Everyone's
Absolutely.
teachable. Everyone's teachable. So, and I love that you take the time to do just that. So, thank you for all you do and
you.
for all the horror you bring to our guests. And
Always.
thanks so much for being on the podcast with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Geneva. And that wraps up this week's edition of the Scarywood, Silverwood podcast.
Kind of Scarywood.
Scarywood,
It's
though.
Scarywood the
Yeah,
last couple of weeks, but it's really the Silverwood
It's
show.
the Silverwood show. Yeah. But is this the last one, Scarywood?
Probably.
Sad. Well, we're back to our regularly scheduled program for the next podcast. Thanks, everybody. And that's a wrap on this week's ride.
That wasn't even that scary.
Thanks for tuning in to The Silverwood Show. If you had a blast, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share the fun with your fellow thrill seekers. Got a question, story, or suggestion? Send it our way to podcast@silverwoodthemepark.com for a chance to be featured in our Mail Train segment. Until next time, keep your hands and feet inside the podcast and stay thrilling.
Let's go again.